to New Being Queen Talk Show, where we share our truths, tell our stories, and discuss our journey while inspire others to be who God has called them to be unapologetically. Allow us to introduce the amazing host, Queen Yolanda Mitchell. Hey, welcome to New Being Queen Talk Show. Again, I'm your host, Queen Yolanda Mitchell, prophetess Yolanda Mitchell, and I have a beautiful guest for you all on today. Listen, this woman of God is everything to me, okay? She's beautiful. She's very articulate. She's just so much. She's just so much. And I'm excited. I'm excited to introduce her to you and you and you. Her name is Victoria Barbour, Dr. Victoria Roberts. She just got her doctorate. So we're going to have to talk about that as well. And so Victoria, she is a fiery woman of God and is in the field of mental health. So y'all know in this season, we all need some mental health. We need some mental health, all that good stuff. So she has it just for us. So she is also a woman of God that has been in a book collaboration with myself. My God, the book that was called Elevation to Queen Status. You can also go on Amazon or contact her and purchase it from her, and she can, show you how you can get it to your house and in your hands, because she has a beautiful story that she has also in that book. And listen, she's also a mentor. So if you need a mentor, a mental health coach, she's the one for you. And if you need prayer, she's also there and ready and available at any moment to pray with you. So I have introduced to some and presented to others. My God, y'all get ready to see and talk to hear from the beautiful Dr. Victoria Barbour. Hold on, let me get ready to bring her forth. Amen. How are you doing, woman of God?
I'm doing well.
Listen, so I'm excited to have you back on with us. Now, we had you on Clubhouse once before. That was good. That was exciting. I'm talking about woman of God. When you came in on Clubhouse, I was like, oh, I love her. She's everything. She's everything. And so now we have you back here on the Being Queen Talk Show, and it's on a whole new level. And I'm excited about it. So I know I had mentioned to you before that there were some things that God is doing in your life, and I'm excited about it. I know that you are excited about it, but I want to ask you this question. We know you got all these beautiful things going on, but you are now here on the Being Queen Talk Show. So tell us something about you that no one knows about, that you say, well, if I was to tell somebody something, what would you share with them on today?
Oh my goodness. As a marriage and family therapist, I would say that I don't like doing family therapy. It's a lot of dynamics. It can be a lot. I like individuals or couples or dyadic. So, meaning that it could be parent-child. I like those. So that doesn't bother me. But like a family of 4, something like that, that can be challenging.
Right, a little challenging. I can see that. So tell us, when you're saying that it could be a bit challenging, is it because of different personalities, everyone trying to talk at one time, or you have this one that you really need to have to yourself and that one you need to have to yourself? So how does it become, like, how does it become challenging when y'all in the same space? Tell us a little bit more about that.
It can be challenging because everyone has their different perspectives. When you're working with a couple, you can navigate that a little better. But when you're working with a family of 3 or 4, there are more perspectives, and it's important to call out the different roles that everyone plays. And then you have to realize, these people may team up together when you're talking to this one, or they may team up as a family if they all feel confronted at the same time. So it's just very challenging, very challenging.
Oh wow. Okay, so I get it. I get it. Thank you for clarifying that. Because when you said that, it's like, oh my goodness, like why would you think that it'd be a little more challenging? But like you said, if y'all in the same space, in the same room, and that could be kind of intense too, because everybody has, they can, it's something about being in a home. Because I remember my sister saying this to me, and help me out, because sometimes I get excited, I start talking too fast, so help me. So, and my sister was saying, how is it that we were all raised in the same house and went through the same experiences, but but have different outcomes?
Yep.
Everybody's wired differently. Everybody. Yep. And my sister seemed like she came out to be the okay one, right? And I came out to be, the one that's loud and, obnoxious, and the one that, that seemed like she just didn't know when to shut up, didn't know what not to say, and things like that. And it's like my sister, she the one that had the sense. She had the most sense. But for me, people have said, girl, you never had no sense, but what it was the prophetic. Yeah, I'm saying it was a gift. But when you hear that as a young child, it can really do something to you. Like, people look at prophetic people as if they're crazy.
They do.
Yeah, because we look crazy, we look strange, we'll do something, and because we want to say something, but we don't want to say it because we don't fully understand what we're sensing, what we're feeling, what we're picking up, what we're looking at. So we'll pull back. There's some things that we just won't say. And so I remember them calling me crazy, me weird, and things like that. But I tell you now, I embrace being weird. I embrace being different. I embrace it now because I fully understand that it's who I'm called to be. And so my sister, which one that had the sense, which is good. But the one myself who did not have, in the sense, is what they said, it made me not want to say anything. It made me not want to talk to anyone. It made me not want to open my mouth. And then now when I've gotten older, now I talk fast, probably even a little bit louder, a little more open, things like that. Just trying to find my way through life. You know what I'm saying? Because she was one who was accepted. I wasn't accepted. You know what I'm saying? And although we stayed in the same home, she was a smart one. I was the dumb and stupid one. She was the one who was going to go into the military. I'm the one that said, I'm going to go work at a chicken plant. And then later I work at the prison. She had a plan. And I'm just sitting here saying, I got a plan, but it's because I have it. I'm going to have to share with you. But best believe, I'm not going to be on welfare. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we came up in the same home, went through some of the same experiences, but some things about what I went through was a little different. It was a little different. So I'm not going to go into no details about it, but like you were talking about the family dynamics and family and children, they still have different, especially if they got different dads or the same dad, same mom, but mom will look at them differently, dad will look at them differently, family and friends will look at them differently, and they looked at me different from my sister. So what the words they said to her was different than what they said to me. You know what I'm saying? And so that helped warp me to be something that I shouldn't have ever been in the beginning. But anyway, I just want to go into that because that thing that hit home. So I'm gonna let you have it, let you say something. I ain't gonna take over.
Well, like if you're doing family dynamics, it can be hard because the parents may get defensive if it feels like you're being critical about their parenting. But really what you're saying is that, for example, there was a show called The Chrisleys. Well, something that has bothered me is that I really enjoy the show, but something that I would definitely say to them is that one child is lifted up, other child is called dumb and stupid and things like that. And not only is this, I know that it's also being done in not on just national TV. So you're also creating warfare for that child. Right? So they already have to deal with you, and then you're doing it on national TV, and then you want to come to their defense, but that's something that you started. And so you have to protect. You may not understand them, but you still have to protect them. But
Right.
also can't sell ourselves out for money. And like I said, I enjoy the show. I would love to meet them in person, just because, I can relate to a few things. But like when you choose to, that's why also this is what can be so dangerous about social media or sharing family videos and sending it to other family members or friends, is because what you may think is funny or what you may think is innocent or what you may think is disrespect, someone may come back and you receive backlash. But
Oh,
how can you retaliate against comments and correction when you're the one who put it out there?
oh, wow. That's
Because
good.
if you're asking for support, why not go to those who are closest to you and may also have to correct you? But some people are putting things out there about their children or themselves and then saying, this is so hurtful. Your comments are so hurtful. Well, I'm just wondering, what was the point of putting it out there?
Oh, wow. Listen. So I'm going to go there, right?
Okay.
So me and my daughter have had some discussions.
Mhm.
And my baby, she is really getting it out there. I'm telling her, get it out there. If it's going to make you feel better, then you talk about it. Because what has happened as parents, we have told our children what happens in the house stays in the house. That's how it was with my children. And I did that with my children. And I meant that. But now I'm in that place like, I got to tell my story. So I'm telling my daughter, tell your story. And I know it's probably going to make me look like this mean person, but actually I was this mean person. When I hear her talk about it, I'm like, I wasn't, I probably was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to defend myself, but why would I want to defend myself from the past Yolanda that I knew was jacked up and messed up? Why would I want to defend the past Yolanda who wasn't healed and whole? Why would I want to defend that person? I was that person. I did these things to my daughter and my son, to my children, family, probably my mom, because of my upbringing. And, they say, hurt people. And some of the things that I did and imposed onto my children, that's what was imposed on me. That was the only teaching that I had. And then here it is, I'm a baby having children. Now I'm doing to my daughter what was done to me. And now she's at that stage in her life where she's going to talk about it. But baby, before she go on social media, she's coming to me about it. Because let me tell you something, is when we as parents do not allow our children to be transparent and honest, especially as adults or even teenagers. If you don't let them talk about it, they're going to talk about it to their friends, and then they're going to finally get the nerve and the courage to tell the world. Because not that they're trying to expose you, it's just that they got some stuff in them that they got to get out. And they're going to find a way. They're going to find an outlet, and they need answers. My daughter is looking for answers. She's wanting mom to be the one. Mom, you can correct that. You can do something different. You can do. Now she tells me, you too soft. Yeah. So I have a 6-year-old son now. If that was us, you would have done this and that and the third. And now you doing things. I'm like, well, girl, come on now. What you want from me? I'm doing better. But my daughter's finally finding a way to release, woman of God, and finally find an opportunity to get it out. And we as parents have to understand that if we don't take our children to a therapist like you, we don't take them to someone they can talk to that is paid to keep their mouth shut, and we don't allow them the money, and we won't allow them to come to us, the person that pose this mess on them, and we don't allow them to get it, and we won't shut our mouths and allow our grown children especially to talk and to say what we've done to them. If you want to, they'll find a way out. They'll find an outlet. They'll write a book. They'll go on social media. They'll go to family and friends. And then the more you try to shut them up, and the more you try to tell them they shouldn't talk about that, and that's old stuff, the more they're going to talk about it, because you're trying to tell them that mess they're trying to get out. so they can feel that they can understand why they are so jacked up and messed up like they are. We're trying to tell them you can't talk about it, you can't say anything about it. Keep your mouth shut. If you're gonna make me look bad, why are you concerned about how it's gonna make you look? See, that's why we tell our children don't say certain things because it's not about our child. It's more about us who we're trying to protect. But we should allow our children to say that. So if you have anything you want to add to that, woman of God, I just want to get that out because me and my daughter have been having discussions about this, and I know it's in family discussions, things are going to get out and it will hurt, and it's going to seem like it seems like they are attacking you, but they're not attacking you. My baby is saying these are things that you did to me, and this is why I'm like I am now. And I'm just getting it out. I'm not trying to hurt you, Mom, but some of your tactics and some of your ways of parenting was wrong. And now I'm this grown girl that I'm told to shut up. And when I got older, I allowed other people to tell me to shut up. I didn't have, because see, I crossed the boundaries with her. And so now that she's a grown woman, she's trying to find her voice. And now she's speaking up to everybody. Now she's saying something she probably shouldn't say. And so now she's saying all kinds of stuff, and she's been, been a little mean, and not trying to be mean, but it's just that she is at that place right now where she's finding her voice. But before, I would not allow her to talk. Before, I would not allow her to say anything, and now she's finally finding her voice. But I crossed the boundaries because I crossed the boundaries, and others were then allowed to cross boundaries. So I'm gonna pass it to you, woman of God.
And that's what was done to you, right?
Yeah.
And so you were shut up, and maybe afraid. People were probably afraid of what was in you and what you would say. And some people are also afraid to have to take accountability. They're afraid of questions. They're afraid of why. Why did you do this? Or why have you done this to me? And they may not have the answers, or they may feel, because in every family there's a form of hierarchy. Some parents have taken that away through like permissive parenting or gentle parenting. But usually the parents are the ones who make the rules and make the boundaries for the children, and then the children come after. And a lot of children do not understand hierarchy, or they may not have they may be told to do something or not to do something because of that they're children and they're told to stay in a child's place, but they're never explained. Things are never explained. There's this story about a man and a woman getting married, and for Thanksgiving she was making the turkey, and she cut the legs and the arms of the turkey off, and her husband said, why did you do that? She was just like, my mom always did it, my grandma always did it, this is just the way that we do it. And she didn't have a real reason. Well, come to find out, the grandmother said we did that because we had a very small oven. So it gave more context to something that was passed down just as a form of cooking. But it wasn't just cooking. It was, we have to feed all of these people. We want a turkey. Let's get it done. And how do we get it done? We cut off the things that are keeping it from fitting into the oven so it can fully cook. So sometimes parents neglect to give more context, and they do not they cut off some things and they shave some information off. But unfortunately, the kids are not able to fully cook the information.
Wow.
And fully process, and also make the decision for themselves. Is this what I want to do later? Or do I continue to take this family culture on? So that's why I say in marriage, you're not just marrying putting two people together. Two cultures are coming together, whether it's the smaller family culture or the larger family culture of how we're doing things. But it's up to those two people to decide, how are we going to come together and meet in the middle about how we run our household. This is no longer my mom and dad's household. This is not me living with my siblings or my cousins or my aunt or my grandmother. This is husband and wife coming together as one. So how are we going to cook the turkey?
Mm. And you know what? Oh my goodness. Okay. So they did it like that for a reason back then. And so we can still use it on passed down stuff, passed down information. And just because they did it, they had a reason for why they did it like they did it back in those days. Back in slavery days, you couldn't talk back. Back in those days, you couldn't do certain things you couldn't do. So it was passed down to us. And we're still using some of that same stuff, you know, to our children. And now we got this new generation, they bucking. But we're saying that we did it like that back then for a reason. So we can't use all of the passed down stuff. We can't use all of the past, but some of that stuff was implemented for a reason, for your protection, for your safety. You know, but we just have to know what we now, what we can wean out and cut out, and what we can do without, and what is needed and what is not needed on our own, to find our own way of how we can prepare our family, you know, so that our family can be this beautiful family that can come together to make something beautiful, make something great together. And so they did it back then. That's how they prepared it, because they were trying to get the fit in. It wasn't even anything, you know, in particular, like it's bad or whatever. It's just that it's an oven, and the oven was too small. And we just couldn't get everything, so we just cut stuff down. So we cut stuff out, downsize, whatever, you know. But now we don't even have to do all of that, you know. And so it's just a matter of not trying to use everything that was passed down, because it may not be necessary. And that's what they did. And so we don't necessarily have to use what they did, because they had their reason. Oh my God, this was good. This was so good. And we're going to get ready to close down. We're going to get ready to, you know, ask the question. I would love for you to answer the question for me.
Okay.
Answer the question. And the question is, if you was to encourage someone on today with all the things that we've shared, and being a therapist, and wait a minute, hold on. You say you coach too, don't you coach? You coach or mentor?
I mentor. Yes, I mentor.
So you mentor. So I want to ask you more questions. I want to ask you a question about that. So when you're mentoring people, is it along the lines of the therapy, the schooling that you've been through when you said that you were mentoring? So what does that entail? Just in case somebody want to get somebody, because they probably listen to you, they was like, well, I want to know more about what you have to offer.
So there is an alumni page through Liberty University, and I have signed up to be a mentor within my program for mental health or marriage and family therapy. But I also, she's also a Christian, my mentee, and we have been connected since May of 2023. She graduated last May. And one time I remember telling her, and I had to come back and apologize and correct myself, because I had told her, I said, I tried to do what I never liked for anyone else to do to me. And that was tell her to start where and how I started. And I said, because sometimes you have to start hard, like you have to pay your dues. Now, everyone has to pay their dues, but do we all have the same experience? Do we all have to be shaped the same way? No, we do not. Does every marriage have to have a knockout, drag out? No. Does everyone have to leave a church or a relationship of any kind dishonorably or without saying anything or through an email? No. So I had to come back and tell her, I said, I'm sorry, you do not have to have my experience. You do not have to be mistreated in order to in order to be built up as a therapist. And that's something that, I had to talk to my mom about, and she was like, no. And I was like, you're right. You're right. And so that is something that I do want to say, is that just because other people have had their experiences, it doesn't mean that you need to go without food. It doesn't mean that you need to start from the bottom. It doesn't mean that you need to shed the same tears that they have shed. And so, because God may put a different grace or favor upon you differently, your mantle is different. And so I just want to encourage whoever that is who's listening, that to ask God for beautiful experiences, not that you will be without pain, but just that you will see even the beauty in the pain, and that you will come out on the other side.
Woman of God, that's why I had you to come on New Being Queen Talk Show to talk, because I'm telling you, you are very articulate. I love to hear you talk. You have the perfect voice for someone in therapy. I tell you, are in the right field. I believe that because of my strong voice, they probably gonna be like, she don't have the voice. I'm tired of hearing her voice. That's just me. I'm just saying, and that's how I'm like, no. But I found that the people that are in your field, you all have such y'all voice. It is something soothing about your voice. I'm just saying, it is something soothing about your voice. I don't know where it comes from, but I have another. Her name is oh my goodness, why her name just went? But Dr. Shalita Mira, she's a reverend, and then Dr. Stephanie Gore.
Okay.
All three of you have in both y'all are in that mental health field. All three of you. And I have told Dr. Stephanie Gore, I said, you need to get your voice and do a recording. And because there's something about your voice when you're just talking, it soothes. People will actually go to sleep. It's almost like, someone that can play music and then put you to sleep. It's like a calmness. It's something about your voice. And even with yourself, listening to you, it's that woman of God. And it's like you can bring correction without it being somebody taking offense to it. I don't know. It's just something about your voice. So, woman of God, I'm just saying, I truly believe that you are in the right place. You're in the right field. You are extremely intelligent. And people need more mentors that can help them, and then being able to understand the mental aspect of it. So what made you want to go into the mental health field? What made you want to go into this arena?
Believe it or not, I had originally wanted to go into family law, and I did not like politics, and I was just like, this is not for me. And I don't remember exactly how it happened. I can't even tell you. I do remember that there have been several incidences, even now, people will just come up to me and start talking. And it's very interesting because someone, and I don't get upset about it, but I have been told by someone when they were upset with me that that someone told them that I was unapproachable. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense, because there are people who have been approaching me even when I didn't know who I was, and just started telling me their story. And I was like, ooh, this is a lot. I don't have the skills to deal with this. And now that I do, it feels like a compliment from the Lord. What do you want me to do with this person that you're sending me? So I remember it was sophomore year, I believe, that I switched because I went from political science to wanting to be a history teacher.
Okay.
And then child and family studies.
Well, I tell you what, sometimes you have to make that switch. When you find that switch, you're like, oh, it fits. it works, right? Is that what you with this? You can tell like a piece is like it makes sense, and it just
I loved it.
yeah, and right, and you love it. Oh, that's yeah, and especially if you can do it with your eyes closed, and then you realize that this has something to similar to do with my own personal life. So it wasn't like my life was peaches and cream the whole time. I had some things I went through as well, and some things I had to navigate through mentally. So it helped you to understand so much. And then family, for myself, I probably could have went through some family stuff, been a family therapist, and help. I don't know. I'll probably just like you. Let me not go into that field but that probably worked perfect for me. Being that I have been through it with the family, with the daughter and the brother and the mom and the dad, and it probably worked good for me. But being that I've experienced it, you know what I'm saying, and I could help them, I can help them a little more because I understand. I fully understand. But so, what were you about to say?
I think a lot of us can. And I think that when I was in my master's, there was a lot more click for me when I was in my doctoral program, because in my master's, I held on to it tightly because I didn't steward school well in my bachelor's. So I held on to it tightly, and I didn't date. I did not date. It was purpose. So I felt like I was choosing purpose over a relationship, which I knew would distract me in school. And so when I tried again, when I was in my doctoral degree, about 4.5 years ago, I tried to date, and they had to say out of their mouth what their plan was, and they were going to take from me. They wanted to marry me, but it didn't mean it was the right covenant. But they also kept saying, so when can you get pregnant? Oh, or I might get you pregnant. And knowing that I needed to finish my hours, and knowing that I needed to finish this degree.
A whole discussion.
That was the plan. That was the enemy's plan. And they had to say it. They had to say it. I didn't find it flattering. I was scared.
And you should have been. What would have happened, you would have never pursued your career. Almighty God. That is so important. When you are on the right path, the enemy is going to come to bring you something. You said, this is something I've been wanting. I want to get married. I want to have children. He wants children. He wants to get married, but that's a whole distraction. Not right now, baby. Because you're going to make it where I'm not going to even pursue. It may end up being delayed, and be derailed. I may not even go back into this field. I may just stop because guess what? I became a wife. I became a mother. I got distracted. And then would be mad because now I married this man. He is not what I've expected. I'm home taking care of the baby by myself. We have all those complaints. But baby, well, you could have just stayed focused and would have seen the enemy for who he is. Yeah. Because he came to talk to what he come to do. He come to get you married, get you pregnant, and what you think was going to happen once those things happen? You're going to become a housewife. You're not going to finish school. Now y'all got bills and responsibilities. Where is school going to come in at? Right. So he was letting you know what was going to happen. So, oh my goodness. So we even have to be aware of things that we've been praying for. Because before God sends the right one, before the right one comes, the counterfeit is going to come up, going to show up. And listened and told you what he was going to do. And you said it scared me. My God, honey, that's why you got to be sensitive. You got to be sensitive. God was healed. Pay attention to the Holy Spirit. Pay attention to those senses. Those senses trying to tell you something. You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad that you paid attention to it because you would have never had your doctor's degree. So I want to applaud you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. I'm so happy for you that you went and pursued it and you got that degree. And now it's time for us to move forward. Woman of God, I am going to bring you back because there is more for us to discuss. And then you'll be feeling better. Because we had to push through this with your sinus and your cold and things like that. You're not feeling 100%. But I thank God for your yes. I'm so excited that you came on. So we will do this again, and we're
Yes.
gonna have a hot topic. So y'all make sure that y'all stay tuned to this woman of God, Dr. Victoria. And she will be back. We're gonna have a great topic for you all. If you have not followed her, follow this woman of God. Okay, woman of God, is there anything you want to share before we close out?
Stay in the Word of God and stay in prayer.
That's it. That's the story. And we're going to stick to it. Woman of God, thank you so much. And thank you, you, for tuning in to New Being Clean Talk Show. Have a great and a blessed day. Talk to you later. Blessings.